It's absurd. I can also talk about the gadget that I got if you want about the
Yeah, let's
gadget
talk
that I
about
got.
that, dude. That's what I'm curious about.
So yeah, I got an email a few weeks ago from a company called Fixture Gaming,
Hmm.
and it's like, hey, you want to check out the new Switch OLED dock like uh, thing that we have? It's not a dock. It's I don't know what you would call it exactly, but it's like a mount, controller mount.
Mount.
That's the
Control.
right word for it, because it's already existed for the previous edition of the
Oh,
Switch.
did it?
So
Okay.
yeah, so there's an S1 and an S2. This is the S2 model. So it showed up the other day, and it's actually So I'm gonna turn off the blur because it just really fucks with all of this shit. So as you can see, it just snaps to a Switch Pro controller. It's got a good range of motion. It doesn't snap to it. I'll show you the effect. It's got a good range of motion on it too, so you can
Oh
really
wow, you can adjust it.
you can adjust it, and it folds down pretty flat in the whole thing. But it holds it's designed. You can tell it was designed specifically knowing that this is an awkward way of holding a Switch. It distributes the weight really well. Like sitting like this, like this way. I'm playing the show right now on the Switch. Uh, yeah, it distributes the weight really well, so it doesn't actually have a lot of weight when you're like sitting there and just sort of lazing around playing a Switch game. Um, on top of that, you can take it off the controller and actually just use it as a stand by itself, so you can actually like have it in desktop mode like this while charging without having to get like the weird dock thing that they put out. That's that little tripod thing.
You could be a
That
rooftop
yeah
Karen, just like in the
yeah.
old the Switch commercials.
So
I like
so
that.
it's actually really like comfortable all around because I mean it's there's not much to it, and the way it locks into place on the Switch is clever. At least it's not like one of those spring-loaded things like the backbones are, or some of those phone ones. Because this only works on one system, so you don't need it to be universal. So you can make it straight up, and you can see. I'm trying to see. You can see it's actually got the rails like it's Joy Cons, so it just locks into place on the rails on the side of the Switch itself.
So
So
you can't put your Joy Cons on this and still plug it into that.
correct, because it is
Okay.
using those
Okay.
side rails to uh, lock it into place so it doesn't fucking fall out or wiggle around. Or once it's in there real solid. Um,
You're absolutely terrifying me by doing it that by shaking it around like that, dude. Oh my
ah,
lord.
ah,
Ah.
I'm confident in this thing. The build quality is surprisingly good for a clip from a company I had never heard of before. So, uh, it also I wasn't expecting it, but they did include their case with it. And this is actually like the best Switch case I've ever like had. I've got a few of them because it is. So here's the case. It's really fat, so there's no like
Yeah, I
real
was gonna
easy.
Oh
It's
cool.
not easy
Yeah.
to like, but it's preformed to fit the Pro controller, which is really nice.
Oh
So
dude, that's cool.
when it sits in, so it just like sits nice and doesn't sit flat, but it's I mean it sits in there once you've got it all folded down, and it's got a little flap to hold a handful of Switch games. It's got a nice little pouch to throw your Joy Cons in there if you wanted to.
And
I
cords
would
and all that kind of
I
stuff.
wouldn't put the power supply doesn't really fit too well in the
Okay.
case. It adds too much and you can't really close it or anything. But not very many Switch cases carry or no Switch cases carry the Pro controller. So to have it
Hmm.
preformed to make it easy to sort of carry around the Pro controller, it's like a really good case for that.
Nice.
But it comes for it being a sort of independent thing from a small company that kind of exclusively sells on their own website and Amazon. It comes at a cost. The clip itself is $45, which that's not super bad. I mean, it's not great, but there's no electronics in it or anything like some of the other like phone clip ones or something like a backbone or something that has Bluetooth or whatever. But with the case, it's about, I think, $65. It's an extra $20
That's not
to get
bad
the
at all,
case in there.
actually.
So, yeah, so for $65 you get the mount and the case, and as a total package, it's a really good sort of alternative, because I don't have too much of a problem with the Joy-Cons, but if I don't have to use them, I don't want to. And this really helps cut them out of the equation significantly in a lot of ways.
I mean,
Yeah,
I love the Pro controller, and I would
yeah,
rather play with the Pro controller
exactly. Yeah,
on this type of device, just
yeah,
on the Switch. So
yeah.
this is pretty good.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
I'm actually a big fan of this thing. I think it's designed really well. It has one job and it does it very very well. And selling one for each device, like not like trying to like make them universal between the two or something, benefits it a lot. Because it's not like you saw me shaking it around and everything. If you tried to
Yeah,
make it work on both those systems, it would change the sort of mounting procedure, and it would give me less confidence in it. I would not trust it if it was just a spring loaded, claws that
hmm
snap down on it. But it just locking into place like that, and with this case pre-formed and everything, it's just, yeah. If you prefer the Pro controller over the Joy-Cons, which you probably almost certainly do, I'd recommend it.
Man,
Yeah.
what? Show me the person that
I
that says
guarantee you. I
otherwise.
guarantee
Listen,
you.
I know they
Yeah.
exist.
No, I
they're
guarantee you
7 years old.
Yeah, I was about to
So they're
say
7 years
they are not our target demo. Uh, like kids love that. Kids love that shit, man. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I legit really think this is a great little controller mount. Like for it's a company with something to prove, and they kind of nailed it off. Like
nice. The fact
bravo
that
to
it folds
them. Yeah.
down and can
Yeah.
kind of be compact.
Yeah,
is
it's
really
got
cool.
have giving it that full range of motion really sort of really helps it. It really lays flat when you just set it down. So yeah, it's great. I like it. I like it
That's
a
one of the
lot.
things that I actually look for when I'm looking at products like this.
Yeah,
Any gaming product, any product in
yeah,
general is, can I get this sucker compact? Can it
yeah.
function more for
Like if
my
you didn't,
lifestyle instead of changing my
yeah,
lifestyle for it? And it seems
if
to
you
be,
didn't have the
that's cool.
case, you could easily and just wanted to like and like, yeah, it folds down real nice and small. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so you could easily just throw it in your bag, fold it down nice and small. And I use it over the kickstand on the Switch now because
Sure. Oh, cool.
I like, because you can plug it in without having to,
Is
and
the
still using it in desktop mode. So yeah,
I was gonna say, is the USB still open on this thing when it's
oh yeah,
perfect?
yeah.
Which is
So
what
it's
you can't get that with the kickstand.
yeah,
Nice.
that's exactly. So I will show you. Like they even have you can see on the design they even have pass throughs, so you can like
Ah,
thread the cables through it and
sweet.
shit too. So like they thought of knowing full well that people that they even advertise it as use it as an alternative to the kickstand because of that. Like
Sure.
they know that like this is, and it raises it up a little bit. So for a bigger person, it's not a, you can angle it a little better and have it kind of lift it up off the table a little more and stuff. It's really nice, and it's got a textured rubberized sort of base to it, so it doesn't slide around either. So yeah, they thought about it and actually kind of made
They thought of
something. Yeah,
everything.
yeah. So good for them. I like it. A plus.